to Philly Live. I'm Sheila Watko. Today we are joined by our friend Paul Muller, president of the Tri-State Toyota Dealers Association and a Vietnam veteran. Paul, thank you so much for your service. Always love to have veterans here and talk to you guys and just everything that you've sacrificed for us. Paul is here to talk about America's 250th anniversary, Toyota's involvement in the nationwide celebration, and the company's commitment to honoring the men and women who have served our country. Paul, welcome back. Always an absolute joy to have you here and so much fun to talk to you. You know, this summer it's especially meaningful as we approach America's 250th birthday. Very exciting times. Why is it important for Toyota to lean into honoring service members during this moment?
Well, we honor service members all year through
do.
things that we do in and around Philadelphia. And quite frankly, let's be honest, if it weren't for a lot of our service members, we might not be having a 250th anniversary. So while we're having all the good times and the parades and the balloons and the fireworks and all, there's a reason that all this is being able to happen. And that's because of a lot of what these people sacrificed over the last, quite frankly, 250 years.
Yes, they made it possible to get to this milestone, like you said. Now, Philadelphia is at the center of so much of this celebration, like you just mentioned. How does that make this effort even more meaningful this time around?
Well, Philadelphia was basically the beginning of our country.
Yeah.
So it started 250 years, so it's certainly apropos that we have a big party here 250 years later. And it's an area of tremendous history and diversity, and it's just something that, especially in Philadelphia, anywhere in the country, this would be a wonderful epicenter to be able to have this kind of a party and a remembrance for everything that happened in order to get us here.
Yeah, it's a really important way to remember and important to remember that. Now, Toyota has been very visible with local sports teams on military appreciation. If you watch Philly Live, you know that because you talked about so many of the great events over the years that you guys have teamed up with those sports teams with. How do those partnerships help bring this commitment to life?
Oh, gee, well, first of all, Philadelphia is a sports town.
Yeah.
I always say if it weren't for sports teams, half of Philadelphia wouldn't have shirts or hats. But between the Phillies and the Flyers and the Sixers and the Eagles, we've done a ton of different things. We do them in stadium. We do them out of stadium, just different things they do around Philadelphia. And all four of those teams have been absolutely wonderful with all the different things that the Tri-State Toyota dealers do with everything we do, but specifically in and around veterans.
Beyond those moments of recognition, how does Toyota support veterans and military families year-round? You even said at the beginning of our conversation, you guys support these amazing men and women all year round.
Oh, sure. Again, we do all the things with the sports teams. One of the things, Toyota is a huge sponsor with Hiring Our Heroes.
Yes.
Which is a way to bring back, when veterans come back, to help them assimilate into civilian life, to help them find jobs. There's a website that they can go on. ResumeEngine.org it's called, where they teaches them how to fill out a resume, how to dress for a job, how to apply for a job, how to do an interview. Some of these people, they're extremely skilled. They can give orders, they can take orders. They're used to discipline. Some of the things that they learn in the military don't necessarily correlate back to things that they can do in civilian life, but they're just good quality people. And quite frankly, again, as we talked about, they made a sacrifice, and I think it's incumbent on us to make sure that we take care of them and their families.
Yes.
And get them back on the right track once they get out of the military.
As people celebrate the 4th of July and look ahead to America 250, what do you hope the takeaway is from Toyota's involvement?
Just remember what we've had to sacrifice to keep it that way.
Well, Paul, thank you so much for being here with us. It's always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for your service as well.
All right, kiddo.
And always so nice to talk to you. Thank you for everything that you do and Toyota does to honor these amazing and just incredible men and women who are so brave. Thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks, Sheila. Really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.